you know why he turned it down?
Nope.
He's already got one booked, right, in December?
Yeah. He said I'll just take that one.
He said he wanted to fight sooner though last week. He said he wanted to fight as soon as the UFC.
Yeah, if he could fight Rampage. I don't even want to talk about it. Fucking sickening. What else?
Any news on Rampage? What's going on there?
What do you mean?
Well, because he said he wanted one fight and he was leaving, and now he's injured.
Well, he's got one fight left
Yeah.
on his contract.
Right, but has the mood improved between you and Rampage?
Has the mood improved between
Yeah.
us?
Yeah.
I mean, it's always, hit or miss, man. Like I said last week, he either loves me or wants to kill me. I don't know what it is this week.
Marshall staying with the company and moving to the States, or is
Marshall's staying with the company, yeah.
what's his role for you now?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. He's doing something. I don't know what it is. But yeah, he's not going anywhere. He's just going back home.
Does the Gary Cook relationship now open a door to a stadium event, possibly the Bisping fight or something like that with the Man City connection?
It could be, yeah. I mean, we're not ruling out any title events over here. It's just, it's just like I said, the television deals, the TV time, there's a lot of things that need to be dialed in over here before we can do that stuff. But we're pretty serious about it, or we wouldn't have hired this guy. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, we're rolling up the tents and heading back to the U.S. Office is open. We got him in charge now, and I expect some ass kicking to go on out here.
About potentially going back to the Nordic countries. We had 2 Nordic fighters tonight, one from Sweden, one from Iceland. How about Stockholm and Finland?
It was awesome, man. I had a blast at that event. I flew in and then flew right out for the event, but the few hours I was there, I had a blast. It's awesome.
Sold out in 3 hours.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we will definitely be back there again. Definitely.
You think?
Well, he's fighting on the Fox card in Seattle, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Have you ever talked about Finland in any of your discussions recently?
We talk about everywhere.
Okay.
We seriously are working on everywhere.
So maybe if Gustafsson wins, then that might heighten the chances of coming back.
Exactly. Him doing well is definitely going to be a factor. Definitely.
You talk about going everywhere, and we hear you talking about India quite a lot recently, and you've got the new television deal. I think it's Sony 6 carrying UFC content in India. What's the big attraction of the Indian market apart from the population? Because there's no MMA culture there. The SFL thing hasn't really taken off. Like, they couldn't even sell it to the Sikhs in India, and they're like a warrior culture. So,
are you comparing us to the fucking SNL or whatever the hell it is?
they haven't got a fighting culture. India really don't. They really don't.
What culture doesn't have fighting? They wrestle over there. Wrestling's big over there. Huge. They actually have medalists that medaled in the Olympics in wrestling. Every culture in the world has a fighting culture. It just depends on how you bring it to them. You know what I mean? We bring it the right way, and other people don't.
Is it like the Indian wrestlers, the Olympians that you may target to go on the Indian version of Tough?
Yeah, well, definitely, yeah. In any market that we've gone in, markets that, 8 years ago you would have said were weak as far as fighting goes. They're not weak now when it comes to mixed martial arts. I mean, really look at what we've done globally over the last 12 years. The UK was weak. The UK was very weak. The first time I ever came over here, it was like 3 guys training in MMA. It was like one gym.
But at the same time,
just opened.
But at the same time, at that time, you could have gone onto any downtown area on a Saturday night and seen 100 fights in the car park. Whereas I don't think in India you could.
So nobody fights in India?
I don't know, probably. Do they?
You're saying some crazy shit right now. Of course they do. Fighting is everywhere, man. Wherever there's 2 men sitting around and hanging out and having some beers or whatever, there's a fight. Okay? Fighting exists everywhere, all over this planet, from India to the U.S. to everywhere. It's about going in and cultivating a market and educating a market about mixed martial arts. Actually, China had nothing. China had no MMA whatsoever. They had a bunch of different, traditional styles there. It's about going in, and every time that we put on a live event, there's this explosion, and gyms start popping up. People start training. This is the new martial art. This is the martial art that people train in. There's just some places that have to be cultivated. Mexico needs to be cultivated. Mexico's 100% boxing.
Why have you not been to Mexico yet?
It's like I said, the three no-brainers, the U.S., Mexico, and UK were the three toughest nuts to crack, man. It's been tough.
So you're going into China, you're going to Macau, which strictly speaking isn't like mainland, it's like an autonomous region, right? It's like they call it Las Vegas of China. And I think if you go into mainland China, you need like a license off the government or something.
You got to start somewhere, and then it starts to spread throughout the rest of the country. And Macau is the easiest place for us to get in and put on an event.
Right.
The bottom line is we know what the fuck we're doing. Everybody else doesn't. So just sit back and watch what happens over the next few years. Trust me, we got this shit ready to roll.
Update on Ludwig, the stuff like this is the second time that kind of thing has happened to the last few years.
What's
Dwayne Ludwig, do you have an update on his knee?
No, I don't know. Yeah, that poor guy, man. He can't catch a break. Yeah, he can't catch a break. That kid. He's a good guy too.
What about Kyle Kingsbury injury?
Yeah, we don't know yet either. I haven't heard about any of the injuries yet. I know they're at the doctor, but if that isn't a broken orbital, I don't know what is. That eye swelled up so fast. You don't see eyes swell that fast.
There's a rumour that Shane Carwin may have trained for an Alvin Nelson fight. Is that true at all?
No, not true. I mean, as far as I know, I haven't heard that. I would assume I would have heard that by now, but I haven't.
And just get your thoughts on Nick Diaz planning to appeal his suspension with the Nevada State Bar.
On what?
Nick Diaz planning to appeal his suspension.
Yeah, good luck with that. I hear you.
Everybody's asking about the new countries and new markets, so I have to ask about Poland, because that's a huge market in Europe. And is there any plans about UFC in Poland?
That's a good question. We haven't talked. That's about the only country we haven't talked about is Poland.
That's what I'm here.
Yeah. Poland is about the only one we haven't talked about. But yeah, right. No, it's true. It's true.
South Africa's on
But
the
coming
card.
back to Poland, what can you tell us about the plans? And
None.
None.
We have no plans right now. No plans whatsoever for Poland right now. France, China, India, Italy, and a lot of stuff going on here in the UK.
That's actually surprising, because one of the biggest organizations in Europe, KSW, is from Poland. Actually.
Really?
Yeah, and
I didn't even know that.
Okay.
Oh, it's good. You're educating me. I like hearing it.
Is Joe Silva responsible for sourcing talent for all the international shows, or
Is he responsible for what?
sourcing the talent for the overseas shows or the non-US shows?
More Sean Shelby. We sent, like, for instance, when we went into China, we sent Sean Shelby over there.
Is Gary Cook going to get a guy to source European talent, or is that still going to be
Yeah,
US based?
we really do it U.S. based. Yeah, Sean and Joe do it.
Sir, are you thinking about organizing regional championships, for example, like champion of Europe, because in the end you will have to do 5 or 6 years.
We've talked about it. We're still kind of kicking around how to organize the whole thing, but yeah, we have talked about it.
No, because we are running pay-per-view for you in Croatia. We have a problem with time difference.
Yeah,
The show
I know.
starts at 4 o'clock and it's ends in the 8 in the morning. It's a big problem.
We're working on all that right now. We're flipping the script. Like I said this at a press conference a few weeks ago. You got all these guys out there, promoters, that are all watching what we've done and running in the same direction that we're going a completely different direction here in the next couple of years. We're going to change everything again. We're going to change everything. It's going to be interesting.
Have you found an opponent for Daniel Cormier yet?
We haven't. No, we were just talking about that. That's right.
Is there any more talk of other fighters moving across to Strikeforce from the UFC?
Going to Strikeforce from UFC?
Like crossing over fights more?
Well, we're going to get somebody for Cormier, and then I don't know what.
Pat, beyond then, have you thought any more about that?
I don't know, yeah.
The Mitrione situation, is there anything you can do about that, or you just have to roll your eyes and be like, all right, whatever, he doesn't want to fight?
Yeah, it fucking makes me sick.
There's no way you can punish him necessarily, right? I mean,
No.
you just kind of roll your eyes and wonder why guys make the decisions.
Yeah.
they make.
Listen, you don't want big opportunities. I hear you. I get it then. I get it. You don't want big opportunities.
I mean, he's been off the radar for a while now, whatever else. That would have been a way to get pretty far back up there.
I could not agree with you more. You are reading my mind.
They're not confused.
All I can say is I guess he doesn't want big opportunities. I get it. I duly noted.
Did it not confuse you at all that he'd want to fight with Rampage, but not with Cormier?
Yeah. He wants to fight a guy that weighs 205, but doesn't want to fight the guy who's the real heavyweight and legitimate guy who's ranked. And Mitrione's not getting any younger.
What did Cormier have to say about that fight? Did you talk to him about Mitrione?
Cormier will fight anybody. Yeah, the guys who are the real guys fight anybody, man. They fight anybody.
Daniel, can you talk about the new UFC show? Is it unrestricted? Or is it unrestricted? I can't remember what it's called.
Unrestricted?
Yeah, is there a new UFC show? Ariel Wine was tweeting about it earlier. I didn't know if it was there.
I don't know.
No.
Could be.
Alright.
Could be. I don't know. It's something that's coming on Fuel?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said it was to do with the bye week going up to UFC 148.
We're sorry. Is he in here? Is Craig in here? No, it's all right. I don't know.
What's your thoughts on Clay Guida moving to featherweight?
It's interesting. You know, he's strong. He's got cardio for days, but the guys at that weight division are a lot faster, man. There's going to be some fast guys. So we'll see what happens.
After his disappointing performance last time out, was he encouraged?
What's that?
After his disappointing performance last time out, was he encouraged to move down, or was it strictly?
I don't ever tell guys, unless you got like, you know, like there's a guy like Cormier who could fight at 205. I'll say, what do you think about fighting at 205? Or, you know, some things like that. But I don't ever tell guys where to go or what weight to fight at.
Because Cormier's mentioned that a lot as well, that when he comes over to the UFC, he's going to go down to the light heavy. And
Right.
Is that something you guys are obviously excited about with John
Yeah.
Jones? And
Yeah.
The possibility.
Yeah, that'd be
of a
interesting.
Double champion matchup.
Yeah, I like it.
Whereabouts in Africa are you thinking of going?
Africa?
Yeah. Because Gary Cook's got Africa
Yeah.
as part of his job description, so I guess Africa must be on the menu.
It's on the menu. We're working on it.
Whereabouts?
South Africa. And we actually had a TV deal in Africa for a while. And then right when we first bought the company, we were on in Africa. And then, you know, we're looking at other opportunities over there right now.
If you guys were to add more shows here in Europe, fix me up here if I'm wrong, would that have to come at the expense of other shows in the United States, for example, based on the current TV deal? Or would you be able to do 6 shows a year here and still do as many as you do around the rest of the world, and maybe just structure it differently with the TV deal you guys have with Fox?
The answer is yes.
Are you maxed out with Fox right
No.
now?
It's when I try to, first of all, I can't tell you guys everything that we're doing. So when I try to explain it, it's half-assed. So it's I'm serious. When I see reporters back home trying to fucking write out our business model, here's what they need to do to shut the fuck up. It drives me crazy. You have no idea what's going on, and you guys are trying to jump in the middle and start talking about what's wrong and how to fix it. You know, these guys that start writing these stories about what's broken and what needs, it drives me nuts. No. I don't mean you guys here. I mean other reporters. It's you have to sit back and just watch. And we're changing everything up. Things are going to be done completely different than they were. The answer isn't do less shows. Okay, now back when we were doing 5 shows a year, we were doing 8 shows a year. You can't grow the sport with 5 or 8 shows a year. You can't bring enough talent. Enough guys can't make money. Enough guys can't, you know, and you can't cultivate all these different markets. You have to have fights to have fighters, and to get it done and do it the right way, you got to have the TV deals. And you know, a lot of people are, you know, everybody's now looking, oh, this Fox thing was such a this, that. The Fox thing is the greatest thing to ever fucking happen to this sport, and the greatest thing to ever happen to us. And it'll really be all flushed out in the next 3 or 4 years. It's going to be great. Just a lot of work. First thing I said when I told you guys we did this deal is a lot of work, man. There's a lot of work to be done.